Fact that the first change that takes place is in your mind. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move. So when we said that the revolution will not be televised, we were saying that that the thing that's going to change people is something that no one will ever be able to capture on film.
Today, we're going to talk about negative thoughts and how to eliminate them once and for all. Now, you might be excited by the title. Oh yes, I get to eliminate all these negative thoughts. I don't have to deal with them anymore. But, psych, that's not the case. We can't do that. And I'm not going to say actually that we can't do it, but I don't think we want to do that. I mean, really, do you want to eliminate these negative thoughts? Like, I know it sounds good, but it's a part of the human experience. You know, one of the things that we use to psychologically profile a killer, a serial killer specifically, or a psychopath, is their lack of human emotion. Do you want to become almost psychotic? Do you want to almost be a stone cold killer? You might want to be. And if that's the case, I don't think this channel's for you. But it's a part of the human experience. You see, negative thoughts are the rain to the sun, and the sun is the positive experiences. But you got to realize that these two things only exist because of one or the other. They're dependent on one each other. They're two sides of the same coin. If the sun is out, evaporation is happening. As the sun evaporates the water, the skies get filled with clouds. So eventually it will rain. But when it rains, the sky is going to empty. The clouds will disappear. And as the clouds disappear, the sun will show its face again. So in turn, they both need each other. And negative thoughts are not as bad as you think. Because one thing I can tell you before we start is that negative thoughts show you what you don't want. One of the best ways to learn is to learn from what you don't want. And you can only know what you don't want if you have experienced it. Some people say they want certain things in their life until they get it and they realize it doesn't fulfill them. It's the same trope how somebody will be rich and they would think that all these things that they could buy would fulfill them, and they realize that's not the case. You get what I'm trying to say? So don't put away the idea of negative thoughts completely, because they play a very important part in your life. The only problem occurs is when you find yourself not getting the results that you want in your life. This is where inner change comes in. This is where inner alchemy comes in. You know what I'm trying to say? So to eliminate, and I'm saying eliminate with the quotations around it, eliminate, right? To eliminate these negative thoughts, first we have to change our approach. Like I said before, negative thoughts are not as bad as you think. They're essential to life. They're essential to being a human being. So, because of how much of a role they play, we know we can eliminate them. So we shouldn't get caught up in trying to not listen to them at all. So instead of saying eliminating, I want to say subduing. And I don't even mean it in a way of suppressing or ignoring, but I mean it in a way that these thoughts will eventually have little to no value to you. And because they have little to no value to you, they don't make an impression on your subconscious mind, which in turn will affect the reality around you. Because listen, everybody has negative thoughts. The only difference between you and I is how much I believe in these thoughts and how much they have impressed on my belief system. That's the only difference. So now that I know that I can't eliminate them, I'm not going to stress on every time it comes to my head. But what I will do is change how I react to it, which leads us to step 2. Step 2 is to respond and not to react. I've said this in previous videos, especially in my last video. Responding versus reacting is the main difference in you affirming whether you have power over your life or other things have power over your life. If I respond to you in a cordial, sophisticated, polite manner, it goes to show you how much control I have over my emotions. But if I react to you in a malicious, ill-mannered fashion, it shows you how much control you have over my life. Because you and whatever you did, whether it be your presence, your words, your comments, whatever it may be, it got me out of my character. Because I put value into what you say about me. Therefore, when you said what you said or you did what you did, it made me jump. It made me react. I even said this before in the last video about the Mike Tyson analogy. But imagine that me and you are in a fight. Oh, no, even better, scratch that. Imagine you got into a fight with, let's say, a 2-year-old. just listen to me, right? Okay, even better. Imagine you got to a fight with a very, very small little kid, right? If they threw a punch at you, would you duck in fear? Or would you calmly block them or even dodge them? You would probably say the latter. Do you know why you would say the latter? The reason is because that punch that they're throwing has no power over you. You know it's not strong enough to hurt you or inflict any damage. Therefore, you don't react, you respond. But if Mike Tyson is in front of you, you know his punches have power over you. So therefore, you react because you don't have the time nor the confidence or mainly the belief in yourself to block it, let alone dodge it. Therefore, you're going to move sporadically because you don't trust in yourself. You don't trust in yourself and the other person has power over you. So the same thing goes with your thoughts. If you react to them in an emotional manner, you just affirmed, yeah, this is who I am, or this is what I believe to be true. Because you can't respond to things that have power over you. You don't have time to respond. You only have time to react. But when you respond, it's a statement. I'm cool. I'm calm. I'm collected. I'm the one with the ball in my court. You have to respond opposed to react. Give you a perfect example. I know for me growing up, I used to have problems with how I looked. Because I would look at myself in the mirror and I would be at a crossroads. A lot of people who are close to me, especially friends and family, would say that I was a good looking person. But I didn't feel that way. And my life wasn't backing up what they were selling to me. So I felt that there was a misconnection between what other people said and what I was experiencing. So I was asking myself, is my family, my friends lying to me? Or is it something that I'm missing that I'm doing to sabotage this? To make a long story short, I would always run over the idea that, oh, I'm not good enough for this person, or I'm not handsome enough for this person. And eventually I got to the point where it was like, I'm just not going to react to these things. Because I just got tired of it. Like, I can hear these thoughts all day, every day. And it was just tiring to let these thoughts control me. So for me, I just stopped giving in. I did find a way to enjoy how I looked and learn to be comfortable in my own skin. But then I realized, truthfully, it was just tiring listening to the bullshit. And I think I can say the same thing for everybody who may be watching this video. It's just tiring to hear the bullshit, man. Like, I'm not just gonna let these things just play over and over again. It's annoying. So I told myself, I'm not gonna give into this story. So I just stopped reacting to it. Once I stopped reacting to it, what I found wasn't necessarily a boost in what I viewed myself to be. Because I'm not going to tell you like, oh, as soon as I stopped reacting, I just felt like I was the most handsome dude in the world. I still don't feel that way. But I don't have to feel that way. Because I'm not putting value into how I look. I just know that I'm good enough. That was my byproduct. My byproduct was, I'm good enough for me right now. And if I'm going to be with somebody, I'm going to be good enough for them too. So you see, once I stopped reacting and I started responding, it wasn't a full 180, but it was a soft turn still. But it was still a powerful turn. Because now the narrative that I have for my life is, I'm good enough. And that supersedes any other story I could have said. Because I could have flipped it and affirmed, oh yeah, I'm the most handsome dude in the world. But now by me saying that, I'm getting caught up in the competition of other people. Because now if I make that statement, there will always be somebody that says the opposite. And rightfully so. But if I say that I'm good enough, if I say that I'm enough, imagine somebody said, you're not good enough. I would laugh at them. Because what do you mean? Because, okay, I might not be the most handsome man in the world to you. But to say I'm not good enough, you're just crazy. That just sounds like pure hate to me. You know? And I know everybody's different. I know we're all at different levels of beliefs about ourselves. But I'm telling you, just stop reacting. Just stop. And after you stop reacting, this is where we get to step number 3. Step number 3 is to affirm what you want. Now, in my case, I just didn't want to react to what I heard before. I didn't want to react to the narrative I've told myself over the course of my life. And naturally, the opposite came to be. The true depth of what I wanted came to be. But in other cases where it might not be something so deep, it might be something more, not superficial, but more materialistic. So let's say you might have the goal of having, I don't know, 5,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel, right? You might think, okay, I want this. And then sometimes you might have the thought, you're not going to get that. It's going to take you forever to get that. This is where the reaffirming comes in. You don't react, you respond. And you can give yourself a slight nudge like, I know that 5K on the way. Or even better, that 5K is already done. And it's already done because I said so. Both ways, whether you choose to not react at all and let the opposite come to be naturally, or affirm what you truly want. Both ways, you allow your power to be taken back by you. They're both quintessential to reaffirming who you are and you putting yourself in position to change your life for the better. So you see, all these steps are simple, but they still require consistency, they still require discipline, and they still require will. Why? Because you're going against years of programming. And it's not your fault, but now you know. You know how they say ignorance is bliss, right? Well, guess what? You're not ignorant anymore. I'm just being honest with you. Just keeping it a stack with you. Okay? You're not ignorant anymore. You know better. So now it's time to take that power back. It's worthwhile at the end. Because when you finally see that results have changed, when you see that life is only reflecting what you've been telling yourself all this time, you're going to be like, it was worth it. But even before those physical changes happen, once you make the decision to feel differently, that's all that mattered. Like I said before, once I just stopped giving into that narrative, my life changed immediately. Even so, after you have put this change into effect into your life where it's not a conscious thing anymore, it's an unconscious thing, you still have to put in the effort to keep this mental state. Because like I said before, it's like the weather of life. No matter how many days the sun shines, the rain will come back. And no matter how many days it rains, the sun will come back. So you have to always make it your job to keep your mental state intact. Because as soon as you allow yourself to dive deep into the fog and spiral into the tornado of negative beliefs and negative thoughts, you go back to square one. And it's okay. It happens to everybody. It happens to some of the greatest people of all time, whether it be musicians, athletes, entertainers, philosophers, anybody you can name. We all have these moments, but it's still paramount to put in the time and energy to maintain the state of being. So, is it easy? I don't know. Yeah, it can be. It's probably easy. Yeah, I know it's easy for me. but, so is it simple? 100%. Easy? I'll let that be your choice. Make the change now to see a better day today. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.